My friend, if you found this video, I believe the universe finally decided to show you how it really works. The universe finally decided to help you uncover the truth about what is behind the veil, behind all of these illusions of this 3D reality, of this 3D world. But also another option can be that YouTube algorithm brought you here. But anyway, welcome to the House of Light and Darkness, a place where we are exploring our human but in the same time divine nature, and we are discovering the truth about who we really are and how can we transform our life. For those of you who are new here, my name is Lisa and I'm into everything that we cannot see, we cannot touch, but we can feel, means the spiritual reality of our existence. You know, I'm into our divine nature, our divine origin. So in this video, I want to share with you the thing that I believe our world really is built on. If you want to know what it is, because trust me, my friends, once you uncover the truth about how this world really works, you cannot keep living the same life. It's like when in the game you know the cheat code and it helps you to go through the game. Once you received or discovered the cheat code, you cannot pretend that you are still playing on the same rules as others. Because now you simply know something that many other players still don't know. And that is your power. That is your hidden secret, how you can play this game on other rules, how you can play this game, I don't know, faster, how you can become a stronger player, and many other things. So again, once you will hear what I have to say, I promise you that your life will never be the same, or at least you will learn how to navigate this life in a different way. So let's start. My friends, even if you are not into spirituality, if you are very rational and realistic, practical person, logical person, you still can feel and you can see, you can recognize some patterns in this world, in how our society works, in how your life works, in how this world looks like. I think for you, if you are logical and rational people, it can be even more clear than for others. Because if you are into science, things like maths and I don't know, physics and chemistry, you probably know that there are many formulas. Yes, formulas which help us to understand how things work. And I honestly believe that almost everyone on this planet can see the pattern that I'm going to talk about soon. Almost everyone can recognize it, but somehow most of people, I don't know, still prefer to pretend that they don't see, that they don't recognize it. But this is actually a sad thing, because by pretending that they don't see this pattern, they don't see this formula on how this world works, they are actually making their life harder. Really. I mean, literally, for me now, when I know the thing that this world is built on, it's really easy for me to go through specific experience. It's easier for me to understand why things that happen to me. It's easier for me to understand why life is like this and sometimes life is like that. So yeah, I don't really get why people are being offered with a cheat code, how to play the game of life, and they still refuse to use it. I don't know, maybe they don't believe that this is a cheat code, or maybe they, I don't know, they prefer to play to have a fair play, yeah. But guys, our world is not a place for a fair play, okay? My honest thought is that if life is a game, you need to play hard. You need to use cheat codes that the universe is offering you. My friends, please don't be among these people who can see the pattern, who know what the truth is, who know the secret formula and still refuse to use it. After this video, I want you to really think about it. I want you to observe your life, observe what is going on around you, what is going on around the world, and please try to remember what I said. And also please try to find a way how you can use this cheat code in your life to make it easier, to make it more pleasant, just to feel life in a different way, to create new rules by which you can then play life differently. Okay, guys, now let's talk about this pattern. So I want us to start from simple things that, again, almost everyone, if this is not a stupid blind, or mentally blind, and I'm not talking about being like mentally ill. I mean, when person is just, again, like when there is someone who likes to be an idiot, okay? I hope you know what I mean. Guys, things that are very easy to, again, recognize, to see. Okay, so let's talk about things like the sun and the moon, things like the night and the day, winter and summer, fire and water, the sky and the earth, the light and the darkness, divine masculine energy, divine feminine energy, left part of the brain and the right part of the brain. And now my question is, can you recognize the pattern in things that I've just mentioned? Because again, if not, I think there is something wrong in how you see the life, in how your brain is operating. I'm sorry, I'm not intending to offend anyone, but this is clear as day. All of these things that I've just mentioned, my friends, are the opposites, okay? Are two things that need to be in a balance, because they are like, one thing is the opposite to another thing, okay? We have the day and we have the night, we have the sun, we have the moon, we have divine masculine and divine feminine. Guys, all of these things, they are showing the pattern of duality. Actually, this is something that I said in one of my videos. I think this was the last video on my channel. I said that, guys, I honestly believe that this world is built on duality. This world is a place of many perfect oppositions. Oppositions that, even though they are two opposite things, are completing each other. Why? Because when they are in balance, there is a balance in this world. There is like an order, there is a peace, there is a harmony. But when these two things are not in balance, guys, this is when we can feel the chaos. We can feel that something is wrong. Let's talk about, again, the night and the day. Guys, for people who live somewhere in the deep north, I don't know, maybe some Scandinavian countries, maybe someone in North Canada, life is a little bit different than for other people, because there the day is very short and the night is very long. I mean, this darkness, when sun goes down, right? And there is like, we can call it night because it's not the sun time. And I think, guys, you know how people who live in these places like to complain about having the lack of sun, like feeling that they miss and they lack sunlight, how they are tired of almost always living in the dark, how they wish they could live in places like, I don't know, Spain, where there's a lot of sun, like a lot of sunny days. People who live there, guys, they can feel that the lack of balance between these two oppositions, the night and the day. And then the next example, winter and summer. Again, let's talk about places like Siberia, like Canada, again, some Scandinavian countries, places where winter is the ruler, okay, of the game. Places where many months there is a snow, heavy snow, there is very like cold weather, very low temperature, right? And people who live there, for example, I came from Siberia. I was born in Irkutsk. This is a city in like, it's southeast Siberia, but still it is a Siberia. So there in winters, we had like, I don't know, minus 40 degrees. It's like very cold. The weather there, especially in winter, is crazy. And it's like 6 months there is a winter time. So again, people who live in places like this, they like to complain about not having enough of summertime, how they wish they could live in places where there's like, I don't know, 3 or 4 months summer, like just in warm and sunny places. Also, my friends, another example, now let's talk about people. Another example that probably you have seen at least once in your life. As we know, every person carries both masculine and feminine energy, right? So the example of two oppositions not being in balance with each other is when you meet a person, I don't care if this is like a man or a woman, but a person who is imbalanced in a way when you can see, for example, a woman who is being like more in her masculine energy, but not in a positive way, like I'm being ambitious and being determined and being like bold and brave, but when this masculine energy shows itself in aggression, in like being a very tempered woman, you know, woman literally doesn't know how to be in her feminine energy. So you can see that this feminine and masculine energy are not balanced inside this person. You can think about many different examples, but again, for example, there is a man who is more in his feminine energy, and so this guy is very like soft, but not in a positive way. It's just like when he allows anyone, literally anyone, to, you know, take control over his life, when he doesn't really like to make decisions, when he prefers to focus on his emotions and feelings, and, you know, forgets that life is also about being rational and practical, doing some practical things. So this is when you can see two things that are the opposite things, and things that's supposed to be in perfect balance when there is a lack of balance between them. Okay, my friends, and now my favorite part. My favorite example of duality. This is something you can read in the name of my channel, is light and darkness. Two things that I believe are really like two fundamental forces on which this world is built on, because we can see this in everything. We can see the light and the darkness in this world, but we can also see the light and darkness in people, in us. And really, I adore to talk about the darkness and the light inside us, inside people, because I believe having these two things inside us is what actually makes us to be human. They are a part of our nature, of our essence, not only our physical nature, but also our spiritual nature. As divine beings, we carry this divine light, but we also carry some kind of this spiritual darkness inside us, which is like maybe our ego, our inner demons, like our negative beliefs, negative thoughts inside our head. So yeah, these two things, again, guys, they supposed to be in a perfect balance. One thing cannot exist without the other. You cannot imagine a world where there is only a light, and you cannot imagine the world which is only built on the darkness. It's not possible. I mean, like, everything should have its shadow. So the shadow of light is the darkness. Light and darkness cannot exist without each other. Okay, and now this world can have like many different rules and things that it's built on. But I think duality is one of the most fundamental rules, one of the easiest patterns to recognize. Okay, now let's talk about how you, knowing about the rule of duality that exists in this world, can help you to transform your life, to feel life differently, to play a game of life on different terms, on different rules. My friends, for example, again, let's talk about our human experience. Normally, a person who, again, prefers to ignore all of these patterns, like all of these examples of duality around us, will probably live his life like, when going through different like hardships, challenges in his or her life, will probably think like, oh, why do I have to go through all of this? Why do I have to experience all of these painful moments? Why life can't be more easier? Why life can't be more pleasant? But my friends, the person who knows and who doesn't deny the pattern, doesn't deny the fact that this world is built on dualities, on many different dualities, will probably think like that. I'm currently going through some challenges, through some hard moments in my life, but that's okay, that's fine, because life is all about duality. So if I'm now going through hard times, if now I'm experiencing some challenges and painful things, it probably means that soon I will experience something good in this life. I will step into my happy era. I will have many happy and positive moments, but I know that after that, I will again experience some challenges and hardships. And that is how our life works. This person who knows that our life and our world is built on dualities will understand that these two things, like being sad and being happy, going through hardships and going through happy and positive times, are two different things that's supposed to be in balance. So you cannot expect life to always be like positive and happy and exciting. And you can't say that your life is always like bad and you are only going through like hardships and challenges and nothing good happens to you. That simply is not true. If you think that your life is always like negative, it's probably because that's the version of reality that you have created in your head, which is the illusion, and you need to break free from it. Life is the same for everyone. I mean, everyone on this planet, every single person, sometimes experience good times and sometimes experience bad times. Everyone sometimes can be sad and can be happy, sometimes can be like angry and annoyed by something, but also everyone can be in a peace and in harmony with himself. And then also when it comes to our material reality, our physical reality, guys, the person again who knows what the cheat code is but denies to use it, so denies that our world is built on dualities. When it comes to, for example, being in different financial situations, will probably have a hard time to understand why sometimes you don't have almost any money, but sometimes suddenly you have a lot of money, even more than you expected. Like, again, for example, in my life, I can clearly see different cycles. Like, this is the moment in my life when I don't earn a lot of money, moment when I need to think before spending my money, because I need to be careful with what I have because I don't have much. But then there is a moment in my life when suddenly I have like many sources of income and I have even more money that I wish for. And trust me, guys, few times in my life I experienced situations when I literally didn't know what to do with this money. So I was just like sharing my money with others, like with my family, I was helping others. But then again, guys, the cycle changed and I again stepped into this, let's say, poor era. But honestly, I'm never poor because the abundance, it's something inside you. Like, I'm always an abundant person, but I am abundant in spirit. I don't have to be abundant with money. So yeah, let's say it's a poor era. So again, another period of my life when I need to think how I spend my money, when I need to be careful about it, when I just need to be a little bit more humble. When my financial situation doesn't really allow me, for example, to travel a lot, to spend money on myself. But guess what, my friends? Every time I understand that I am now experiencing this poor era. I mean, this period of my life when I don't have many sources of income. I know that this is a time for something much more deeper than financial situation, that what is in this material reality. I know that now when I don't have much money to spend to, for example, again, go to party, travel, to spend money on myself, I know that this is probably some kind of like a hermit period in my life, a period when I need to again to look within, to focus on what is inside my head, to focus on who I am on a spiritual level. How can I transform and change my life? Basically, a period in my life when I need to think more about like who I am and what I want from this life, rather than experiencing this material reality. But now, guys, the person who uses this cheat code, let's say it will be you, like you are this person, you knows that this world is built on dualities, will understand that it's okay to experience periods of your life, like times of your life when you don't have much money, when you, let's say, almost have no money, because you know that after some time you will experience a period of your life when you have more money to spend, when your financial situation will allow you to enjoy life and enjoy things in this physical world. Because again, these two periods in your life, when it comes to our material reality and money as a tool which helps you to navigate and just to experience this material reality, these two things again represent opposition. Means they are two opposite sides of your material reality, of how you can experience your material reality, which should be in perfect balance. You cannot always be rich and now hear me out. I know that probably you would say, no, there are billionaires in this world who always have money. They're literally like swimming in money. Yeah, guys, they can swim in money, but trust me, guys, in the same time, they can be very poor in spirit. And also, I believe when you always have a lot of money, then money stops being a tool, and then you even become, I don't know, maybe bored with having money. So yeah, guys, I believe that no one can always be crazy rich, and you cannot always be poor. Again, there are people who for most of their life experience like being poor, when in a sense when you don't really have a lot of money. But in the same time, guys, trust me, these people who are poor with their money can be the richest people in spirit. I've met people like that in Indonesia when I was studying there. There, I've met a lot of people who, even though they live in poor conditions and they don't have a lot of money, like they almost have no money, these people, they were one of the happiest people I've met. Like these people, they know they don't need much to be happy, to, enjoy their life. That's why I call money a tool. It's not like only money can give you the satisfaction in your life. It's not like only money can allow you to enjoy your life or to achieve something in this life. But money definitely can help you to enjoy your life more. Okay, guys, I hope you understand where I'm heading. I'm trying to say that when you know, again, this the secret of the thing that our world is built on, when you know that duality is something that exists in this world, and only because of duality our world can exist, that duality is simply everywhere in our life, around us, inside ourselves, you understand that you can use it to better understand this life, to navigate this life, to navigate different periods and different situations in your life. You're no longer a victim of what happens to you. You understand that if you are currently going through a specific period of your life, and it doesn't really matter if this is a pleasant period in your life or unpleasant, you understand that after some time, this period will be replaced with something totally opposite, because there must be a balance. Like again, one opposite thing cannot exist without the other. One cannot be above the other, because this is when the chaos appears. The chaos in this world, the chaos in our life, the chaos in some other people that we can see and we can feel. And my friends, let's be honest, no one likes the chaos. I think everyone wants to live like harmonic and peaceful life. Everyone, like every single person wishes to live in a peaceful world, in a world without wars and conflicts. And guys, also knowing this cheat code helps you understand yourself better. Because when you know that there is duality in this world, you also know that duality is inside you, that you are built on dualities. That's why you cannot deny your darkness and, to pretend like you are always a good person. And also you cannot pretend that you don't really care about being nice and kind, because there is light inside you. You can try to deny it, you can try to hide it deep within yourself, but there still is a light. And by this, I'm not trying to say that there aren't people who are really evil on this planet. No, there are people who are very much into their darkness and they do many bad things, but unfortunately, because they chose darkness over the light, there is a clear lack of balance in their life, in their personality, in who they are. So yeah, guys, you always can choose between these two opposite things, but I believe, my friends, that the moment you learn how to bring balance into every aspect of your life, where you can see these dualities, again, your feminine and masculine energy, this darkness and this light inside you, your material and your spiritual reality, like your emotions and your brain, your logic. This is when you become the master of reality. Because when you know how to keep everything in balance, means you are like untouchable, like you are unshakable. I mean, like in any moment when you will start to see and recognize that there is a duality in your life in some aspect, and that these two oppositions are not in balance, it will be easy for you to balance them back. Because now you know that one thing cannot exist without the other. You cannot just take one thing and then, deny the existence of the other thing. So yeah, again, when you know the cheat code, when you acknowledge the fact that this world is built on many different dualities, you become the master player. You become the master of reality. You become a different kind of player in this game. Trust me, my friends, you become the player that almost no one can defeat. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please go and watch my first video on this channel about how can you become an invincible human being. A video where I talked about how can you become unstoppable, unshakable, and yeah, the player that basically no one can defeat. Like the person who is undestroyable, a person who doesn't allow anyone to control his life and the narrative in his head. Well, I think that will be all for today. Again, after watching this video, guys, I invite you to start observing your life, the world around you. And if you still don't believe me that this world is built on many different dualities, I believe that by taking your time to observe your life and the world around you, you will recognize them, like sooner or later. And this is when, guys, you can come back to this video in any moment, in any time, and again learn how to use a cheat code that the universe is offering to you. This is not something that is hidden from people. This is something that the universe is offering to everyone. Everyone can use this cheat code. But first, the person needs to stop pretending that there are no dualities. Thank you so much. I love you all, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.